Welcome back to Mimsy's Kitchen. Today we're harvesting out the Cherokee tan pumpkin seeds that we're going to be preparing to ship to different friends that have requested some. So Halloween came and my daughter and granddaughter were carving pumpkins, and they bought this little set, and I saved it. So even though it's super goop scoop for Halloween, and it's got the little Halloween cutout, it's going to work great for scooping out pumpkin seeds. And it's got the little serrated knives, and I'm going to use the larger one to get started. I'm just going to make a little cut, or I say I am. Oh goodness! Oh yeah, that's good. I'm gonna cut out the lid just like you would a jack-o'-lantern, and then I'm gonna scoop out the pumpkin. I'm going to take these pumpkins. I'm just doing a few at a time, but I'm going to bake them with some cinnamon and some sugar replacement, not like organic stevia, and maybe some nutmeg, butter, real butter. And I'm going to stuff it with apples that I have canned and fix it up for Mom so that she has a little pumpkin treat and it won't be hard on her stomach. And as I look at the pumpkin seeds, any that are not going to be viable, I will set aside to roast for the dogs. And I may dehydrate some for the future chickens, ducks. They're not going to go to waste. So I'm just going back around, trying to make sure that I get in there really good. And then I'm just going to pull the lid. And I didn't go real deep because I was afraid of damaging the seeds. So I'm going to take the little bitty carver and go right to the center and just kind of work my way around until I get where I'm confident that I'm not damaging seeds, because we sure don't want to lose any really good seeds. And so you can see I'm just cutting it and pulling it out very gently. Oh, that smells really good. These have been sitting and aging a little bit since the summer, since I harvested them. And so they've got a better smell than even the one that I harvested earlier in the year. This is nice. I think it's going to have a better flavor for Mom. It smells almost like a melon today. Sweet smelling. Okay, so I've got that out. I've only got a small hole. There's lots of seeds. So I'm just going to keep working to where I can get a good spoon in there or that scoop and try not to damage seeds. Nice. You can see there's lots of seeds in there. And hopefully they're all viable. That would be so awesome. Okay, so now I have a bowl here and got these opened up a little bit more where I can get in there and scoop out some seeds. Lots of beautiful Cherokee tan pumpkin seeds. I'm going to be putting them in water. I'll need to wash the film off a couple times and then lay them out to dry. But I'm saving all of this insides for compost, the stringy stuff. So that's one way of not wasting. But look at there, so nice. Just wonderful amounts of seeds, and some of them feel really good and full. So hopefully there's some viable ones in there that we can be sending out to those of you that wanted them. As you can see, there's lots of stringy goo in there to be messing in. But that's why I'm only doing a few at a time. I don't want to get overwhelmed with 40 pumpkins at one time. And I don't want to have to can up a bunch of pumpkin either. So just doing them a little at a time because Mom will enjoy that treat just as much as chickens would. Oh, goodness. All right. So you see what I'm doing? I'll bring you back in a few minutes when I get it emptied out. My pumpkin is scooped out. I just did it real quickly with the spoon and my fingers. I've got the seeds here to separate and put into the water. I've rinsed off the pumpkin. It's nice and clean on the inside. And I've got some organic stevia, but I'm probably not going to need that. Got some pumpkin spice, some ground nutmeg, and some cinnamon. May not need those separately either because I forgot. I had canned some apple pie filling, which is apples from Nursery Farms, and a little cinnamon and nutmeg, little apple spices. I've got some real butter, and as you see, I've lined a baking pan with my chlorine-free compostable parchment paper that I get from the Grove. You can find my Grove Collaborative link and get you some freebies, about $30 worth of freebies, on my About page in the description link. There is a link for the Grove Collaborative. If you'll click on Mimsy's link, you can get you about $30 worth of free products. And that includes the soaps that I use, things like that, all kinds of household items, cleaning utensils, cast iron scrubbers, they have it. They've got it all. So, back to the pumpkins. I'm going to prepare this for baking. I'm going to put my seeds in and put my other in the compost. Pumpkins are quite messy, but it's oh so worth it. Okay, so I've pulled out all the viable seeds. Some of these that you see laying around are just a few little flat ones. I know they're not going to do anything, so I've got all the good looking ones in a bowl soaking, and I'll rinse those a couple times, getting all this sticky off of there, and then we'll spread them out to dry. And now we're going to head over here and work on Mom's stuffed pumpkin. Okay, I've melted a little butter, and I'm just going to use my trusty basting brush, which is actually an old paintbrush that I had bought and never used for that, and I needed a baster one day and couldn't find one, so reuse and repurpose, right? So I'm just going to baste the outside and the inside of the pumpkin with butter. I've got my oven preheating. I've got it on 400 degrees so that it'll be ready for baking once I get this done. Now, I've got the apples that I had made a pie filling with, but I also think that's going to be a little too sweet for Mom because of her tummy. So I've got some apples that I did, sliced apples with cinnamon, and I'm going to put those in there too and just kind of mix them together and let it incorporate that way. It smells really good. Pretty sweet. I feel the granulations in there. But we're going to add some sliced apples with a little bit of the syrup, not much. And just incorporate that together to stuff our pumpkins with. So that fit perfectly. It filled the pumpkin very nicely. I'm going to add a sprinkle of pumpkin spice to the outer top. and a little extra cinnamon. And I'm going to place the top back onto the pumpkin. And I'll bake it in the oven for about 40 minutes. You can also add raisins or even pecans. Now, I didn't do that in Mom's case, but that would be something to make it heartier and healthier. Lots of things you can do with it. And this is the finished product. Hot and steamy. Yum. Mom's looking forward to this. And that is a stuffed pumpkin.
Ooh, that's awesome. Looks like it's real hot. I see steam.
Yeah, it's hot. Well, is it any good?
Well, pretty good.